Hey guys, it's Shane. I'm here with a new draft vlog, and this is going to be a first in a series of different draft vlogs. This one's actually going to be, I'm going to highlight on a controversial prospect, we'll talk about him a little bit, we'll take a look at some tape, we'll break down his game, and we'll see what everyone thinks. Today's controversial prospect is Toby Gerhart, running back out of Stanford, runner-up in the Heisman and the closest Heisman race in the history of college football. Barely got beat out by Mark Ingram. A lot of people, a lot of debate about Toby Gerhart. Is he a running back? Is he a fullback? You know, where's he going to fit in the NFL? And there's some people that think he's going to be a great player. Some people think he's not going to be able to make it as a running back in the NFL. So we're going to take a look at the tape today, and we're going to really see, you know, what's it going to take. So one thing I want to say before we start, you know, this is not about race, and I don't think that race plays a part in the NFL draft. If teams want to get better, they want to be the best team they can be, and whether a guy's black or white or green or purple, they're going to take him if they think he has the talent, they think he can succeed, no matter the position, no matter the player. So let's try not to make that the issue here, please. What I will say about Gerhart is, you know, going over things, I think he does a lot of things well. He's tough to bring down. He moves his feet really well. Has great balance, you know, which can really benefit. We'll see that with the tape. But I think there's some things that he needs to improve on, or maybe that he can improve on. His speed is kind of average, and he gets away from a lot of college players, but I don't know if he's going to be able to get away from NFL type of linebackers and corners and things like that. You know, he does have really good vision, but he's really not good at all with making sharp cuts. And we'll take a look at that at the tape too. And at the end, we'll see really what happens with him and where that dynamic goes and what I think at the end. So without further ado, let's take a look at some tape. I'll break it down as we go through. We're going to be looking at a bunch of different games he played in the Pac-10, from Washington to Cal to Oregon to USC to Wake Forest. So I want to take a look at everything. Alright guys, we're going to take a look at some tape here. This is Gerhart against Washington. You see, he hits the hole pretty well. He has pretty good vision. You know, he gets those extra yards and goes down on that play. You know, guys really, we'll see in this next clip, they try to take him down by his legs, because if you try to take him down with his upper body or his waist, he'll kind of break that tackle. See right here, and look at these Washington players going straight for his legs. They miss him, and he doesn't have elite speed, and we see that here. These two players kind of catch up to him. He still makes it in the end zone though. Let's see a replay of that. We'll take a look, and you'll see his cut even here. Great play, but his cut isn't very good. You know, as he hits the hole here, it's just kind of a fluid motion for him. You want to have it be pretty sharp. You know, 1 foot dig and go, and so you can accelerate through the hole. Gerhart doesn't have that type of acceleration through the hole. So that's why, usually with Stanford, you'll see him run right up the middle and go with that. So let's take a look at our next play here against Washington still. See, he's going to hit right up the middle, just go straight up. But if he would have had elite speed, he may have broken that for even more yardage. If he would have been able to make a real sharp cut and hit up to the right past that player. We'll see it again. You know, if he goes through here, now if he makes this sharp cut, boom, right to the left, if he could have accelerated past that player, gotten behind that block, he could have made big plays. So that's why stock goes down a little bit. But when players hit him, you know, it takes a couple guys to take him down. He gets those extra 2 to 3 yards, and that's why a lot of people like him. It's one of the reasons I like him. And he has good balance to stay upright, you know. But let's take a look against Cal. It's the goal line play against Cal. Just one play. You know, he'll kind of go straight through the hole, but he gets, you know, a good balance. He got hit in the legs. He still stayed up, but he got caught from behind. That's that speed portion. Here against Wake Forest, see, this is where he runs into problems. When people take out his legs, he falls down like a brick. Here's one of his bigger plays. You know, that wasn't a very good cut, and it worked. But the cut at the beginning of that play wasn't very good. Now, he kept his balance well. He avoided some tackles because of that. So you see, it's going to be a little counter here, and it's just not a sharp cut. And in the NFL, that player's not going to miss that play. It's going to be a negative 1 yard play instead of, you know, getting 20 yards or so. So we'll see, you know, if he has good balance, even when people touch his legs, he can still stay up off the ground. So let's take a look here against Oregon. It's going to be a couple plays against Oregon. Falling forward is one of the big things that he has. But if he would have better speed along with that, a lot of these plays that last play probably would have turned into a touchdown. So he didn't have to wait for this second play. You know, that first play, he would have had elite speed. He could have gotten, past the defense pretty quickly. So let's keep taking a look. He got tripped up right there, and that's his weakness. Whereas in the NFL, not only do players going to go for his feet, but you'll have bigger players, linebackers like Ray Lewis and Patrick Willis that can take him down by his body. So, excellent blocking, and this is a highlight tape, so we don't get to see some of the bad plays that happen. When there's not a clear hole, Gerhart struggles to find it, to kind of get through small areas. You see there's a big hole here, and he finds it. That was a really good vision by him to find that crease, not only to the left, but then to kick right a little bit. But once again, sharper cuts would have made that maybe an even bigger play. This is where he gets taken down. Boom, you wrap him up, and he goes down. He can't really avoid those big arm tackles there. And gets caught by 3 players right there. And once again, there's a speed issue. Take a look at a couple plays against USC. Here's a little shovel pass from Andrew Luck to him, and he stays upright. He stays upright. I think a lot of those early plays we saw, his pads were just too upright, and guys don't take the right angle to get underneath him. I think this is the play. See, a guy gets right underneath his pads, and he's not able to shake that tackle, slows him up, gets people down. That's something a running back coach can work on in the NFL. It's getting his pads lower so he can lay the boom on defensive players instead of taking it. So really the positives: hitting the holes well. Those last 2 plays, he hit the holes very well. Pretty good acceleration. Doesn't have that maximum speed, but we'll see that we've seen that he has good balance, that he can break tackles, that he can carry a couple guys with him. But see right there, he's kind of running straight forward. He looks like he's trying to make some type of move and can't, and so he's just going to go until someone takes him down. He can't be that elusive. Even big guys in the NFL today, like Brandon Jacobs, can be a little bit elusive. Change direction. Gerhart doesn't change direction. So that's one of the big issues that NFL teams are looking at. He's going to go straight forward and isn't really able to make people miss that way. But he carries people for a couple yards, and he'll find his niche in the NFL. He will. Let's take a look at this play. That's where he accelerates through the hole. But he's not going to outrun this USC linebacker. He's going to have to be forced to get out of bounds. Whereas some of the other running backs in this draft, even the 2nd and 3rd round guys, have better speed and some of the similar skills. Someone like Ben Tate, Montario Hardesty, they can do the short yardage stuff, but they have a little bit better speed, and so that's why they might go above Toby Gerhart, depending on what a team needs. So when holes are created, he does really well, but there have been times when, as I mentioned before, when there haven't been holes, he's trying to run straight up the gut where it's supposed to be. He's gotten stuffed a lot, which we don't see with the highlight tape, but if you watch some of his games, you'll see really good, really bad. So there you have it, folks. That's Toby Gerhart, and looking back on it, I'm thinking about where I'm going to put in my rankings. Right now I had him 6th for running backs. I think I might move him up a little bit, maybe up to 4 or 5. We'll see. I think his role in the NFL is going to be one of those fullback running back tweener roles like a Mike Alstott, like a LaRon McClain. That doesn't mean he's going to play fullback. He could play running back and have similar success, kind of like Lendale White did last year at Tennessee. Lendale White wasn't very effective this year, but I think Gerhart could play that role. I think he's going to find his niche in the NFL. If he gets on a team that has a good running back coach, that can get his pads lower, that can work with him on cutting for those longer runs, then I think he can be successful. I don't think he's going to be a workhorse back. I don't think he's going to be a guy that you're going to see get the ball 25, 30 times a game, but he can be successful, short stints. If he can learn to block a little bit better, I think he can really carve out a good role. So there you go. Controversial prospect, number 1, Toby Gerhart. Look for this to happen again. Probably my next video is going to be of my first mock draft on YouTube. Right after the underclassmen declare, I'm going to make a mock draft. I'll put it up here. It will kind of be rapid fire. We'll go through the first round, all 32 picks. And you can critique it and whatnot, and we can have a discussion about that. As always, follow me on Twitter, Shane P. Hallam. And that's that. Thanks, guys, for listening and watching. I really appreciate everyone that's made comments, everyone that has watched this video, everyone that appreciates it. Go to draftcountdown.com, where I write for. Hopefully after the Senior Bowl, I'll start writing for barracudasports.com again this year. So you can see my stuff, not just my videos, but you're also going to see me writing around the internet as well. So have a good day. I'll see you later. Thanks, guys.